Have you heard of GLP-1 receptor agonists? Doesn't roll off the tongue and it sounds painful. What about if I said to you Mounjaro, Ozempic? You ring a bell? This is the chemical that mimics a hormone in your body that makes you feel full, and there's lots going on in terms of weight loss, diabetes control, etc, etc. This video is going to be my journey as I try these things. I'll cover your different weight loss options, which one could be right for you and how to apply for it. I will talk about what you receive in the post, the actual procedure for injecting yourself with Mounjaro, and watch me do it live. And then I will cover the first week's experiences after my first injection. Did I have any side effects? All of this is part of my journey to try and lose 4.5 stone through chemically assisted means, i.e. by cheating. Yeah, before you clutch your pearls, let me just give you a bit of background. I am a man in his late 40s. I have a small daughter that takes up much of my free time, and when I am at work, quite frankly, I'm sat on my backside. I need a little chemical push just to get me started and on the right road. Now, I am aware it is more than just about food. For me, there's definitely some psychology going on. There's some brain stuff. My relationship with food is verheerlijkt. And also exercise. I don't do much. And my diet isn't particularly good. Actually, my diet's okay, but my portion sizes are too big and I snack too much. So this series of videos is going to be about my journey tracking all of these things as I try a weight loss trip through Mounjaro. Yes, Mounjaro, because I am KPB and I am a man on Mounjaro. I have had weight up and down all of my life, mostly up, to be honest. I'm reasonably good at disguising it. There is unquestionably some body dysmorphia going on. I know that what I see looking down is worse than potentially how it might appear face to face. Nevertheless, although I am self-aware enough to realise I am not morbidly obese, I am clinically obese, and I'm also very unhappy with the way that I look. In the past, I have tried those special structured clothes that suck you in and make you look trim. No, very unattractive and very uncomfortable and very sweaty as well. Gym. I have done a gym program, classes. I have learnt that I have an aversion to looking sweaty when other people are around. I have experienced those meals that you can get sent to your door ready done. That worked for some time and I did lose a little bit of weight, looked a bit like a bobblehead, but the minute that I stopped eating them, the weight went on and then some more. Hence me knowing that I need to work on the brain as well. Lastly, I have tried fat absorbing pills. It did help for a little while, but boy, can they make your life inconvenient. I shat myself at a kid's birthday party, so I am not taking those tablets ever again. So this series of videos is gonna take you on the good, the bad, and the hangry as I trial these injections. So come take a trip with me over a series of 6 videos where I will be measuring not just my physical measurements, but also what's going on in my brain. You can join me with the side effects as they happen, and I will be doing 6 videos on now, introducing, getting started, getting the jabs, trying them out for the first time, and then we'll do some follow-ups on month 1, month 2, month 3, month 6, and then 1 year on. So like, follow and subscribe and all that malarkey so you get my next update when it comes out. First, why Mounjaro? Now there are a series of different treatments if you're going to go down the assisted weight loss route. Injections and pills. As I've mentioned already, I'm avoiding the pills. So injections was the way to go. There's various tools online that will help you find the best treatment for what you're after. Asda pharmacists do a really good one. Different injections and pills require different frequency to take them, daily, weekly. They are expected to take off a different amount of weight. Some are more effective than others, depending on what you're after. Plus also there's the cost consideration, and these things are not cheap. Ultimately, the reason Mounjaro is so popular at the moment is that's the one for me too, because of what I'm after in terms of frequency, weekly, and cost effectiveness, the number of doses you get and things like that. One way that I might be different to some people is that I want to lose weight quite slowly. I don't want a massive impact really quickly because I am worried about baggy skin. If you lose weight too quickly, it will just end up hanging off you. I don't want any more bingo than I've already got. Thank you very much. So my intention is to lose weight quite slowly. I will be doing this by starting off on a lower dose, which you have to do anyway to get your body used to it, but then extending that lower dose for longer than they suggest. We shall see how that goes. That'll be an experiment in and of itself. It's going to give me time to get my brain in gear. My relationship with food isn't good, so this slow start will hopefully get myself used to eating better. The three things that I'm going to do specifically when it comes to improving the amount of calories that I put in my body. One thing, the coffees that I get on a regular basis from the coffee shops are going to go. The number of calories in a vanilla latte, which is probably what I have more than most drinks, 375 calories on average. A cup of tea from the same shop is 15 calories. The other thing that I'm going to be doing is cutting down the times that I eat. I snack in the evening, something chronic, so that's going to be going out the window. And the third thing, I will add no more salt onto anything. I had no idea it was so bad for you. And portion size is also a big thing for me. So I'm going to ease myself into this before I even start taking the Mounjaro in the hope that it will help. Exercise wise, I'm going to start off slow. I'm going to skip the car and walk to work occasionally. I'm already doing some more weightlifting than I used to, thanks to my little one. And then once we're into the rhythm a bit, maybe I'll develop that slowly. So I am going to be looking at, across these series of videos, the Mounjaro itself, what I'm doing with my brain, how I'm feeling, what other side effects, come along and experience those, and then we'll be updating you on a regular basis. Now, doctors, can you get this on the NHS? Yes, sort of sometimes. They have just upped the criteria to allow you to get it on the NHS. I would have been eligible. I no longer am eligible. Now, you have to have a BMI of over 30, which I do. All my measurements will come up shortly. That'll be a cringe moment. But my issues stem from being overweight and unhealthy. So losing the weight will help me then come off of some of the drugs that I've been put on. I have been put on statins because my cholesterol is high. Because I'm on statins, I've then been put on omeprazole to deal with the stomach acid that comes along with them. Now, the omeprazole lowers your vitamin D and vitamin B. It strips it right out, which makes my mood low and depressive. So I then take supplements of vitamin D and vitamin B. So I am on 4 sets of pills because of the way that I eat is affecting my cholesterol. In an ideal world, when I come off Mounjaro, how do I keep the weight off? Will I keep the weight off? Will my cholesterol be low enough that I can then come off all my other medication? That's the goal. And quite frankly, will I be more comfortable getting my flesh out to show you the before and after? I am going to be so far out of my comfort zone doing this video because I remain covered. So let's see how that goes. I will apologise in advance for any flesh that friends and family watching this video might see that they do not want to see and will never be able to forget again. The Mounjaro's on its way. I will quickly show you the process for ordering the Mounjaro in the first place. Now, there are a series of websites you can get this from. You can chop and change depending on prices. Each one of them will have its own medical checkup of some kind. It is a prescription, and even if you don't go and get it from the NHS and you're doing it privately, there will be interactions with a doctor of some kind. I will always be honest with a doctor. Why on earth would you be lying? So when I did my online medical, I talked about the tablets I was on. I gave them my weights. I gave them my measurements. You have to take a couple of excruciating photos, or you did on the site that I did this through, front and back and side, and your feet on the scales, just to prove exactly that you look like what you're saying that you look like. I would imagine there's a lot of people trying to take this that quite frankly shouldn't. Once you've chosen the site that you're going to use, once the doctors have taken your photos, taken your measurements, they will approve it or they will not approve it, and then your products arrive in the post. It's arrived. Let's see what we've got, shall we? Sharps bin. Makes sense, doesn't it? There's going to be needles to throw away. That looks like one injector pen. Ice. Ice. Okay. That's it. This is it. So we have solution for injection in pre-filled pen, and a bag full of tips. Now, you take one of these a week. Apparently, after that, the effect slowly goes downhill. So by the time you get to the end of the week, you're ready for your next one. What I think I'm going to do, so that it doesn't impact too much on my weekend social life, is to have my injection, do it at the end of the day on a Sunday. So that means I'll be guaranteed good and super skinny throughout the working week. By the time I get to sociable Friday, Saturday nights, in theory, I will have less of an effect, so I can still have meals with friends, etc., and then go again on Sunday. Do we think that's a good idea? That's where I'm at the moment. Take the injections on the Sunday, see me through for the week from there. So that is me receiving my products. They are in the fridge. I've not used them yet. I have to psych myself up. Quite frankly, I am aware this is a big deal, and I haven't started taking them yet. I want to get my head in the game when it comes to what I'm eating first, and start off some good habits. I am going to see the doctor tomorrow. She's going to take my measurements before I start, bloods and cholesterol, etc., etc. So I've got a starting position, which I will show you in a moment. Oh, that'll be mortifying as well. And then we will inject me live on camera for the first time. And we shall go from there. Okay, and the starting measurement results are in. First up, cholesterol. My bad cholesterol should be below 3. Even on statins, I am over that. My starting weight, just under, a fraction under 17 stone, or for people that don't do stones, 107 and a bit kilograms. Based on my height, that gives me a BMI of 33.3, and according to the charts, that gives me the high end of obese class 1. That makes me the high end of a lower risk. My waist size is 38 inches, and my stomach, which came as a bit of a shock, is 47 inches around my belly button. My chest is, wonk wonk, keep it foxy, is 45 inches. My neck is a collar busting 19 inches. My bicep unflexed, is 15 inches. And finally, my thighs are 24 inches around the bigger bit. And now it's time for the jab. I've had my last supper. Family bag of Monster Munch. I very much enjoyed those because who knows when I'll next be enjoying food. I am slightly concerned about the change to lifestyle, which is daft because I'm choosing to do this voluntarily because of the results of said lifestyle. But socialising, people being around for dinner, eating, I get a lot of enjoyment out of that. So how is it going to be when I don't wish to do that as much? We shall find out. Just before we do anything, I do feel I should say, I am not a doctor. I am not an expert. I'm doing this for me. Always get your own advice and medical opinions. Disclaimer, blah, blah, blah. Not my fault if you fuck up. Right, shall we do this? So I've got the instructions here. We're gonna figure it out as we go. Right, so got the pen. The pen has details, names and stuff on it. And it also has your prescription size, dosage, and it's color coded as well. So wash your hands with soap and water. Done that. Pull the pen cap off. Here we go. Ooh. Okay, this is the pen cap off. Wipe the red inner seal with a swab. They do supply the swabs. Okay. Select a new pen needle. They come with them separately. Do I need to put this down? Can I put this down? Yes. Use a new pen needle. Pull the paper tab from the outer needle shield. Okay. Push the capped pen needle straight onto the pen and twist the pen needle on until it's tight. So putting the needle onto the pen, push, and then screw. Pull off the outer needle shield and keep this, it will be reused. Pull off the inner needle shield and put it in your household bin. That is tiny. Can you see that? Probably not. Just about. Slowly turn the dose knob until you hear 2 clicks. So that's the dose knob at the end. Which way do you turn it? Okay, you turn it clockwise. The extended line is shown on the dose window. Okay, so there's a little window there. And the extended line is on it. This is the prime position. It can be corrected by turning the knob. Okay. Hold your pen with the needle pointing up. Tap the cartridge holder gently to collect air bubbles at the top. Oh, I feel like a proper doctor. Don't know. Release some medicine into the air by pushing the dose knob until it stops and then slowly count to 5 whilst holding the dose knob. Oh, yeah, I see it. There is liquid. So this is primed. That's a tiny needle. Now, you can inject in your thigh, in the back of your arms, or in your belly. There needs to be lots of fat there. So make it your belly, I hear you say. No, I'm not getting my belly out just now. I'm going to inject my thigh. Now, my legs are actually not that bad. There is a muscle right at the front of my leg, which is quite good. This apparently needle is short enough that it doesn't get to the muscle. It only goes through your fatty subcutaneous layer. That being said, I'm going to go where I can still pinch an inch of thigh. Okay, you ready? Okay, so there's some fattiness there. Choose your injection site. Turn the dose knob until it stops and the number 1 is shown. How far is that? Where? Is the 1? Oh, Jesus. that far out. The one icon is equal to a full dose. Insert the needle into your skin. Inject the medicine by pushing the dose knob until it stops. That makes sense. And then slowly count to 5 while holding the dose down. The 0 icon must be shown on the dose. Okay, are we ready for this? Okay, here goes. Push the knob in until it stops. It's now stopped. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It didn't hurt at all. Not at all. Take it out. It says 0, which is right. No blood or dot at all. Pull the needle out. A drop of medicine on the tip is normal. Doesn't affect the dose. Confirm 0 is on the window. It is. So that's it. I have just injected myself with Mounjaro. I am now that person. If you see blood on your skin, inject no. Carefully replace the outer needle shield. So that's this one, I think. Yeah, the outer needle shield. Place that and then unscrew the needle. So we're removing what was on there. Okay. So that's the used needle. Replace the pen cap. Do not store the pen without the pen cap attached. And there we go. Dose number 1, live on camera. Goes back to 0 on the side. That now goes back in the fridge. The used needle will go in the bin. Oh, no it won't. Go in there. Because that is why they give it to you. Presumably. Day 1, the morning after my first jab. I woke up feeling extremely hungry, which I was not expecting. Just bought myself some kind of power protein shake to try and fill me up. Normally I'd be grabbing something breakfasty, like a little overnight oat or something. But let's see how we go with this. Also, I spontaneously did 3 press-ups as I got out of bed. That's new for me. That's a psycho-schematic thing, isn't it? And I'm climbing the 2 flights of stairs to my work as opposed to using an escalator. Lunchtime, same day. I'm still hungry. So far, my morning has been normal in terms of what I'm eating and drinking. Nothing's been curbed. I'm going to go and get myself a sandwich or something. I have checked, and apparently it does take up to a week for your diet to start changing and for your feelings to start changing. I am developing a bit of a scratchy thing at the back of my throat. I don't know if that is a symptom or whether I'm imagining it, or maybe I'm getting a cold. Got my lunch. No sudden aversion to food. Definitely still hungry. In fact, my mouth may have been watering slightly at the idea of eating. I am trying to be good, but that's definitely more because I am aware that I'm trying to be good and not because I'm actually not hungry anymore. So day 1, no effect. Day 2, after the jab, I woke up so hungry, like really hungry. Got to work, had breakfast. Someone had a birthday, had some birthday cake. And then it's probably because last night's dinner, I was trying to be good and ended up having a chickpea salad, which I would never normally eat. So perhaps I should just eat normally until otherwise. Of course, the problem is now it's lunchtime and I have got raging heartburn and I feel very stuffed. And it's all kind of catching up with me. So I would imagine that the jab, which I took 1.5 days ago, has now just kind of kicked in. So there's something to learn. When you take a jab, you've still got 36 hours to enjoy what you want to eat before it comes and catches you up. I have had headaches, which is apparently, most of the side effects are due to dehydration, so keep yourself filled up with water. This is probably not helping my cause. So we're coming up to the end of the second day since I took my first jab. I started off the day thinking, oh crap, Mounjaro makes me hungry. I'm going to be that person. I'm going to balloon on Mounjaro. And then by the afternoon, I got quite a bit of indigestion, and it made me not want to eat a great deal for the rest of the evening. But I ate dinner anyway, because that's what I do. And now, even though I'm not particularly hungry, I am currently munching on dry crackers. As I said, there's stuff going on here that I'm going to need to deal with. So I'm not hungry. In fact, I have indigestion still. And I'm eating. I've heard a few people on Mounjaro talk about food noise. I don't really know what it is. I think it's just cravings. Maybe I have food noise. I don't know. I've also had other people say that the first injection can be quite instantaneous, but it could also take a few days. So maybe it's not kicked in yet, and everything that I'm doing is just psychological. Either way, I need to not eat when I'm not hungry. The end of the third day since taking the jab, and I'm definitely thinking that it's kicked in and changes are starting to happen. I woke up this morning, indigestion had gone, feeling probably normally hungry, a normal amount of hunger. Had a little breakfast, lasted through to lunch, had a small lunch, half the size of my other half. Did me fine, got me through the day. So that's good. And then I had dinner at my mum's, and I had a big portion. And me, growing up as a kid in the 80s and 90s, always told to clear his plate, did exactly that, because that's what my brain tells me to do. And it was a bad idea. It was a bad idea from the start. I was full almost before I began my dinner, but because I'm a good boy, I cleared the plate, and now I regret it. Heartburn, bloat, just stomach pain. And this is why I worry Mounjaro may not work for me. 5 days in, I think my eating habits are definitely improving. I'm eating less at the right times. I think also I have to remind myself that I am on the very lowest dosage, 2.5, which is the smallest you can get to start yourself off on Mounjaro and ease yourself in. So it is going to be a small effect. Plus, I want to lose weight slowly. I've said that from the start. Although I have to say, I keep thinking I should be injecting myself daily and not weekly, because it's a slow process, which is what I want. Ooh. Hopefully that won't be here for much longer. My week has been fairly normal, I think. I don't think my food habits have drastically changed. I'm the only person I know that started Mounjaro and it's made them feel hungry. My expectations aren't particularly high. I am about to do my first weigh-in. I am not going to measure. I think we're way too early for that. But it'll be interesting to see if anything's happened at all. I am about to take my next jab, so I have just had a bacon sandwich to preempt any hunger I might feel. And it's just gone 9:30 at night. In my fairness, I had a massive lunch and that was my dinner. But yeah, I've just thrown a bacon sandwich down my neck. So I am going to weigh myself now. And that will be the end of this particular video. Let's do it live. That can't be right. I appear to have lost 6 pounds. Wow, there's a shocker. 6 pounds down week 1. And I wasn't really trying. I was easing myself in, remember? Easing myself in. I don't know what to say to that. I am surprised. I have heard people say, oh, the starting measure, 2.5 mil, some people don't have much effect with that at all, and you might not get anything until you ramp up the size of the dosage. But that was not what I was expecting. Well, next jab time. I think now I've started this road, I am very keen to see where it goes. So that is my second jab done. That is the first week being on Mounjaro, and I wish I'd taken it more seriously. I hope it's been helpful going through the whole thing, what the process going on up here and things. I think hopefully if you're thinking about doing this, you might get more out of that than just a before and after, which I know many of the videos on here are doing with Mounjaro. If you want to see my progress, so my next video after 1 month will have had 4 jabs, and I will clearly be looking like a supermodel. Like and follow and subscribe and all that gubbins, and we shall see where we go from here. If you have any questions, just ask them, stick them down below. I am an open book. Catch you next time on A Man on Mounjaro. See you later.